Dreams of fame, fortune, and football glory often come true for players on the field. But what happens when the cheers fade and the paycheck disappears? David James, Ronaldinho, and Paul Gascoigne are just a few players who, despite their success, faced financial challenges that led them from the stadium lights to financial struggles. These are 10 football players who went broke. Number 10. John Arnorisa. John Arnorisa played for some of the biggest clubs in Europe, such as AS Monaco, Liverpool, AS Roma, and Fulham. However, the former Norway international is fondly remembered for his time at Anfield, where he was a key member of a successful Liverpool side in the mid-2000s. The Norwegian defender was part of the Red side that won the UEFA Champions League in 2005, alongside other domestic laurels such as the FA Cup, the League Cup, Community Shield, and UEFA Super Cup. However, 2 years after winning the Champions League with the Merseyside club, the then 26-year-old defender was declared bankrupt. Despite earning a fee in the region of £50,000 weekly at Anfield, Risa was heavily in debt. His unpaid debt and a misunderstanding with his agent relating to a £3 million fraud landed the player in court. In the end, the left back lost a lot of his earnings and filed for bankruptcy. Since then, Risa has been involved in various bankruptcies. Risa was so broke that he illegally removed funds from his kid's account. He also solicited for funds publicly on a TV show that helped people in helpless financial situations. Number 9. Eric Jimba Jimba. In 2003, Sir Alex Ferguson sanctioned the £3.5 million transfer of Eric Jimba Jimba from French side Nantes. The Cameroonian midfielder was brought to Old Trafford as a possible successor to Roy Keane, due to his energetic, aggressive, and hard-tackling ability like the former Manchester United captain. But Jimba Jimba failed to fill the shoes of the Manchester United legend, and was sold to Aston Villa after 18 months. 4 years after his transfer to Aston Villa, Jimba Jimba, who once played alongside top stars like Cristiano Ronaldo, Paul Scholes, and Ryan Giggs, became broke. He struggled to land a permanent deal with any club, and his finances took a nosedive. The former Manchester United star became a journeyman, featuring for 8 different clubs in a span of 10 years. Jimba Jimba was officially declared bankrupt in 2016 following a divorce from his wife, which took over £1 million of his wealth. Number 8. Paul Gascoigne. Paul Gascoigne's financial decline story is one which did not come as a surprise to many due to his off-the-field issue even at the peak of his career. Paul Gascoigne was one of the most talented footballers of his generation. Although he played primarily as an attacking midfielder, the Englishman was an all-around midfielder. His creativity and technical abilities made him one of the best playmakers of his era. Gaza featured for top clubs like Newcastle United, Tottenham Hotspur, SS Lazio, and Rangers, even winning the 1995 FA Cup with the North London club. He was also a key member of the England national team, the Three Lions, between 1988 to 1998. However, despite his immense potentials, Paul Gascoigne never achieved much success, no thanks to his battle with alcoholism and drug abuse. His off-the-field struggles plunged Gaza into huge debts, mostly unpaid taxes. He managed to escape bankruptcy in 2008, 2011, and 2016, but his debt was still on the high end as he owed up to £200,000. Gaza may have been a great player, but his life during and after football was not glamorous and desirable, and this led him to becoming broke. Number 7. Paul Merson. Oh yes, the same Paul Merson who you see on TV screens these days giving out analysis was once broke. Paul Merson was once a footballer and achieved multiple successes playing for Arsenal as an attacking midfielder. He won 2 league titles, the FA Cup and League Cup amongst other trophies with the Gunners. Although the game was not as lucrative as it is now, the former England star still made a tidy salary in those days. However, just like Paul Gascoigne, he suffered from alcohol and substance abuse as well as gambling addiction. Not only did he lose up to £3 million due to his lifestyle, he also almost went homeless after being forced to sell his house in order to finance his debts as well as a messy divorce. Number 6. Keith Gillespie. Keith Gillespie was a product of Manchester United's academy. The former Northern Ireland international played alongside David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, and Ryan Giggs at youth level for the Red Devils. Unlike his youth mates, Gillespie failed to break into the first team and was sold to Newcastle United. He enjoyed a 3-season spell with the Tyneside club, even featuring in the Champions League for the Magpies. He also represented Blackburn Rovers, Leicester City, and Sheffield United, all in the Premier League. For a player who spent close to 16 years playing for clubs in the English top flight, the Northern Irish man made quite a fortune from the beautiful game. But his addiction to gambling would deprive Gillespie of his hard-earned career earnings. It is reported that he lost over £7 million to gambling, and at the age of 35 was legally declared bankrupt. In his words, "I lost an awful lot of money through gambling over the years, but I also lost money on property and got involved in a film scheme like a lot of footballers did." The good side of his story, however, is that he's gotten the better of his addiction and is currently an advocate against the same evil that made him broke. Number 5. David James. Former England shot stopper David James is one of the most popular footballers on this list, who got broke despite enjoying fame and success playing this beautiful game. James played for some of the biggest clubs in the Premier League, manning the post for Liverpool, West Ham United, Manchester City, and Portsmouth. To further express his longevity playing at the highest level, it will interest you to know that David James is ranked 5th on the list of all-time Premier League appearances, with 572 games played across boards. He also holds the record for most penalty saves in the history of the Premier League, with 13 saves from the penalty mark, and until 2015 held the record for most clean sheets in the league, 169. James also had a big presence in the national team, as he was England's first choice at some point. His financial issues began in 2005, after he divorced his wife, Tanya. The goalkeeper's finances took a downward spiral and he was forced to file insolvency. In 2014, shortly after retiring, James officially became bankrupt. The 2008 FA Cup winner, who had made over £20 million, owned several properties, and modeled for Armani, placed several of his personal belongings for sale. He has, however, gotten back on his feet and now works as a football pundit. Number 4. Celestine Babayaro. The name Celestine Babayaro would definitely ring a bell to ardent followers of the English Premier League. Babayaro, an ex-Nigerian international, played as a left-back for Chelsea and Newcastle United. He came into the limelight in 1994, while playing for the Belgian club Anderlecht, when he became the youngest player ever to make an appearance in the history of the UEFA Champions League, at the age of 16. Babayaro made a good fortune running down the wings for Chelsea and Newcastle. It is reported that he earned about £25,000 per week during his heydays. But in 2011, 2 years after his retirement, the Nigerian was declared bankrupt, and it was even published in one of London's most popular newspaper publications. Number 3. Emmanuel Agboi. Many would recall the name Emmanuel Agboi from his days with Arsenal. The former Ivory Coast international was a prominent player for the Gunners between 2004 to 2011. He won the FA Cup in 2005 and was part of the Arsenal side that lost the 2006 Champions League final to Barcelona. Even after leaving England in 2011, he enjoyed multiple successes playing for Turkish giants Galatasaray. However, in 2017, Agboi revealed that he was poor and homeless after a messy divorce, which led to all of his properties being awarded to his ex-wife, leaving him penniless. The situation was so bad that the right-back said he considered committing suicide. "I can't afford the money to continue to have any lawyer or barrister. I'm in the house, but I'm scared, because I don't know what time the police will come. Sometimes I shut off the lights because I don't want people to know that I'm inside. I put everything behind the door." Number 2. Wes Brown. When the news broke out that former Manchester United star had been declared bankrupt in April 2023, many were shocked. The former England international raked in roughly $50,000 per week while at Manchester United. He also enjoyed spells at Sunderland and Blackburn. Brown's financial problems began following his divorce from his TV reality star wife in 2022. Number 1. Ronaldinho. 2005 Ballon d'Or winner and one of the most gifted footballers to ever grace the game, Ronaldinho Gacho also had his fair share of financial problems after retirement. Dino made a huge fortune on and off the pitch during his playing days and was one of the most commercialized stars of the game. But in 2018, it was reported that the UEFA Champions League and World Cup winner had just £5 in his account and owed debts of up to £1.75 million. In 2020, he was jailed for allegedly attempting to enter the country with forged documents. Ronaldinho's money problems can be blamed on luxurious, flamboyant, and partying lifestyle he lived during and after his playing days. Football players make a handful of earnings from their profession, but these stories prove that if not well managed, even the brightest stars can find themselves navigating unexpected challenges once the final whistle blows. Which player's stories surprised you the most, and what lessons can we learn from their experiences? Please do well to drop your opinions in the comment section below this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss out on future videos.